So good to see your beautiful faces all dressed up and looking like Christmas. And the most part that looks like Christmas is your beautiful faces. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So last week we talked about the gifts of earth, which are presence, beauty, and sacred connection. And when we talked about presence, we're talking about the kingdom is at hand. The kingdom is here now. We're not waiting for it someplace off in the sky somewhere. It is here now, every single day with us. Beauty is a love letter from Spirit. You know, you look outside and you see, for most of you, I'm a killer when it comes to plants, but I do look out and see the promise. What they could be. And then the gift of sacred connection is that we're not alone in this world. We're not alone in this world. And I love it when we come here and we know that, but even when we're not here, wherever we are in the world, we are not alone. And Martin Luther King told us that we are tied together, and whatever affects one directly affects us all indirectly. So we're affected and affecting the world all the time. That's what we do. So today I want to talk about where's the fire? Where is the fire? And the fire is the energy in you. What are you bringing to your life? Where is that inner fire? Because that is where you receive your gifts. That inner fire, that thing that is moving you and pushing you forward and saying, come to me now, come. I have something for you. I have this gift, not just for you. You're the presenter of the gift, but the gift is for the world. And that inner fire is what we go after, is what tells us what's ours to do. And so when we receive our gift and we ask ourselves, what is mine to do? We find what our divine purpose is on this earth, on this plane. And each and every one of us has a divine purpose, a divine purpose. My mother and now my sister are excellent cooks, excellent. Everyone who's ever had anything from either one of them love to be around them. So they're people who bring people together through food. That is her gift. She loves it. She doesn't even really have to use a recipe. She just, nope, something's missing. Nope, whatever. That's how she does it. And I can do a recipe and kill things. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I don't have that gift. And that's okay. I'm okay with it. Because, it's still edible, more or less. And so, we just recognize our gifts. And it doesn't need to be hard. It's what you love to do. It is who you are. How we know what to do, where to go, who we will help. It is all about our gifts. And recognizing it, what our gift is and acknowledging it and saying yes to it. Instead of running from it, yes to it. So a couple of things that go on when we're trying to identify what our gift is. One is that we don't just have one. So that's kind of confusing. We think there's like one major gift, and it might be one that brings you more joy than another, but we have a number of gifts. And so it's kind of difficult for us sometimes to realize, well, which one is our gift? Doesn't matter. Just whatever is calling you, use that. That's okay. But the other thing is that when we look at other people and we see what they do, and we think, oh my gosh, they have such a great gift. I wish I had one like that. I wish I had something to do like they do. So it's easy to recognize someone else's gift as they are using their gift. It's harder for us to say, oh, this is mine and this is what is mine to do. But here's a big clue. So one of the things I want to talk about is what's a clue? A clue is that it brings you joy. That when you do it, time just flies. And you don't even realize time has come and gone because you are sharing your gift. And it doesn't even make any difference who you share it with. It's that you get to do it. And it brings you so much joy. And whether it brings somebody else's joy or not, it's not necessarily about bringing them joy, but bringing them what they need in that moment. That's what our gift does. That's what our gift does. And so I have a lot of friends. Cynthia's one of them, that she just is a planter. She just loves, my friend Rose down in Waco, they just have these hands that just grows everything. And that's why they're always saying, no, PJ, you can do it. Okay. And I accept the gifts from them. And for a little while, I have a beautiful thing that they shared with me. And so, but I feel good. I mean, I feel good, and I've stopped feeling bad about, killing them. It's what I do. But I love, I just love getting those gifts from everyone and them using their gifts. So what do you do well? And what do you do that's easy for you? My gift, several of them, but my gift is singing. And I did not know that. I've shared this with you all on several occasions because I was raised in a fundamental church. And so I belong to the choir. That's just, I didn't want to be an usher. Everybody has to go to work. That's number one. Everybody has to go to work. And I didn't want to be an usher, and I didn't want to do a number of things. I didn't want to do the prayer thing. I didn't want to do any of that. And so I thought, well, you know what? I like to sing. Let's get up in the choir and, I'll sing with them. And then someone right next to me is just all off key and singing the wrong note. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, so good. It was so good. And so I realized that, I don't know, spiritual people don't want to hurt people's feelings. And so rather than say something like, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed what you did. Meaning, I enjoyed your spirit. I enjoyed whatever. They said, it was so good, so good. So when they told me mine was good, I just thought, you're a liar. I didn't believe them. I didn't believe them for a long time. And so it was someone outside who wasn't a part of the church, was actually a teacher, who said, oh my God, you have a great voice. Really? Okay, so then I began to think about it and think, okay. And here's the thing. Whether it was good or it wasn't, it brought me joy. I could sing. My father brought me a little, back I think I was in the 6th grade, maybe 5th grade, maybe even 7th grade, something. And he brought me a little record player. And I'd just be in my room playing Aretha or Gladys or whatever, just singing along, just having a party in my room. And my father, he was a joker, and so he would knock on the door. He'd say, is that you singing in here? And I said, well, it's me and Aretha. And he said, no, you sound really good. And he was such a joker. I wasn't sure he was joking with me, because he would say stuff like, do you know Down by the Riverside? Why don't you go down by the riverside and sing? Anyway, yeah, so, so it's hard for me to know. But here's a clue. Number one, yes, people outside of you can tell you this, but here's what the thing that was the greatest gift, and I finally realized, okay, this is what my gift is for. My mother wanted me to sing to her whenever she wasn't feeling well. Whenever her heart was broken, or when she was actually sick, or any number of things, she said, PJ, just come sing to me, will you? And she said, your voice is healing. You have a healing voice. And that was the truth I believed. Not that my voice was good or any of that, but that it healed. And then I remember going down to, when I was in San Diego, I went to some society, and I can't remember what it was. It was some kind of spiritual society or whatever, and they read your past, your present, and all that. And she said the same thing. The woman said, you're a healer. Your music is healing. So it was really confirmed by me. So my point is this. We all have gifts. Sometimes we don't believe that the thing we do, because it's so easy for us, that it's actually a gift. But that's the whole point, isn't it? It's not just a gift for others. It's a gift for you. It's a gift for you. And it's how you heal and work in the world. I tease and I talk about the fact that I can't do plants, and I really can't. But I love the fact that my friends keep trying to help me. And I for the little time that I have it brings me joy to look at them and see them green on my patio. I love that. I love that they do that. I love my friend Pat. She's such a great cook. And she's one of those cooks, just like my mom, that just would go, and I'd say, Pat, what do you put in there? I don't know. Let's see what's in the cabinet. And then she just started putting things together. And that just makes me very relaxed in the kitchen, because I would get all uptight. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. And she's like, well, you don't need to know what you're doing. What tastes good to you? Just do something. And so this is what our gifts are. This is how we find our gifts. Do what you love to do. And share it with the world. And you don't have to go out in the world and get on a big stage. Share it with your neighbor. I don't know if you guys know, and maybe you don't want me to tell it, but I'm telling anyway. Garrett has made some cinnamon bread. And, okay. Oh, okay. Some of y'all know. Oh my God. And he said, hey PJ, do you think that you have room in your luggage to take some to your daughter? He's my daughter, and she's been here. And I said, yes, because I told her all about the bread, and she really wants them. She's not getting any of mine. So, yes, it would be great if you would give me some, and I promised I would take it to her. I will. But that's a gift, what he does. His gift is cooking, but it's more than that. It's the gift of community. You know, we get together because of the thing he created, that community, that treehouse, that we get together, and that's his gift. He shares community with all of us. And baking is one of the other ways that he does it as well, but all of us. So where's the fire? It's an important question because we need to be living with our fire all the time, sharing that for yourself and for others. Your gift is not just about you. It's about the reason. I think the reason why it is a gift and why you love it so because you wouldn't do it for other people if it wasn't easy for you to do, if it wasn't something that just came naturally and easily. So it's easy for you to share it, easy for you to share it, and then give it the gift that God has given you for someone else. Just give it to that. That's how we love the world, quite frankly. It's how we love the world. My mother was a healer as well. She just had a healing touch. She had healing hands. I don't know if any of you have seen the family cookbook that we put together. But what's on the face of the cookbook is my mother's hands because they're so healing. Her food, she would just come and put her hands on your face and you'd feel better. She was a healer. And so she shared that. Another way to figure out what your fire is what breaks your heart. What breaks your heart? And maybe it was something for me to learn, I don't know. But there are a number of people in my life that are bipolar. So, my nephew, Brandon, is bipolar. That's why sometimes we see him here and he'd just be great on the drums and then we wouldn't see him for weeks because he was in a downturn. And there are a number of people in my life. And I didn't understand the bipolar. I didn't understand what was going on with them. But because I have so many people in my life and because when they are manic, they're a lot of fun. And as they're going down, they're getting depressed. But then as they're trying to come back up, they're talking about what's going on. And here's what I understood now. I understand. Is that they don't want to be on meds. They just want to be, just playing like us without being on meds. But it takes a certain amount of going down and coming back up, going down and coming back up over their lives before they finally realize, I'm going to have to be on this. And so it helps me by being around people that I love and the suffering that they're doing and that they're having and the manicness that they're having for me to understand a disease that I didn't understand before. So what my point is this, is that the things that break my heart, it breaks my heart that my friends are struggling with this. But I understand now. And so when I see someone else that is struggling with this, I get it. And I don't have to, we judge what we don't understand. We judge what we don't understand. We don't need to be judging anyone, but that's what we do. It's human nature. Because we're judging it from a place we don't have any understanding. We have no understanding. So the gift that comes to me from understanding and loving other people is from what breaks your heart as well. So it's what brings you joy and what breaks your heart. And you get to say, okay, how do I want to love through this heartbreak? How do I get to love through this heartbreak? Any way you do it, however you find it both ways, because all of us, life isn't just always joy, is it? It's heartbreak. We lose people. People we love are hurting. Whatever it is, we get to do that. So our role in this, for me, is to figure out what brings you joy, what breaks your heart, and then what is it for you to do when these things occur? What is yours to do? So the action steps, I always want to give you a couple of action steps. To ask yourself, what energizes me? What can I do that the time just flies? I don't even realize time has gone by. I've had such a great time. And we share that with the world, however we can. What comes naturally and easily? Like, what do other people ask you for? And I've said this before, you can't answer a question that isn't being asked. And the reason why, you can, but they won't hear you. And then they'll be pissed off because they didn't ask you to look at and to tell them how you see something is wrong in their life. They didn't ask you for that. right? They need to say that. They need to say, I'm having some trouble with this, and I notice that you, whatever it is, and they get to ask you that. What happens for me, that people will share with me their deepest hurts. I share with people, I'm not trying to be quiet about hurting, because I know that the way through, out of hurt, is to share it with other people who love me, who aren't here to judge me, who genuinely want to offer me love and support during times when I'm hurting. So I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like. So then I know also how to offer it. And I know the power of offering it, and not forcing it, because not everybody's not always ready, right? And we say, I don't know if this is, I think it's actually a unity thing, because there was a book that was written about it. But it's called, what it comes from, we always want to evolve. We talk about evolution, and we're always talking about evolving. But to evolve means you have to let a door close and then walk towards the door that's opening. And sometimes we're struggling and fighting about the door that's closing, because this is what we know. Like, why is this door closing? I do this so well. The door is closing and another one's opening. Here's the thing. Here's the title of the book. When one door closes, another one opens. But there's hell in the hallway. There's hell in the hallway, trying to get to the door that's open, leaving the thing that you know and getting to the thing that you don't know, but it's next for you. It's your evolution, okay? So it's your evolution. So we still do, and I do what I do well, but I'm always looking for what's next for me. And sometimes it's sad, because you're having to leave some things. You're having to let go of some things. It's okay. It's okay if you're sad. It's okay. I'm only telling you this so you can recognize what's happening. I'm not saying you should do it or not do it. I'm telling you when it's happening, this is what it is, and you don't have to worry about it. Just let it be and walk your walk. It's okay. It's all right. So what energizes you? What comes naturally? And what did you do? The third thing, I love this one the most. What did you do as a child before somebody told you couldn't? Right?
Anything I wanted to.
Right, exactly. No, exactly. You could be a ballerina. Yeah, you still do. No, that's a lovely thing. I want to be a ballerina. You don't have the legs for that. Whatever. I want to be a singer. This is what was really actually told to me when I finally started singing. This is not to insult anyone, but because I happen to be a black person, to sing like you're white is an insult, because you're black, right? And that's what I was told. You sound like a white person when you sing. Oh my God. Yeah, look at your faces. Like, why is that an insult? Well, it is. It is, okay? Like, I don't have any soul. Okay? That's what I was told. But what they were saying, what they really meant was because I enunciate, because they could understand the words. So that's what they meant. That's what they were saying. But it stopped me from singing for a while, because I knew, well, I'm not Gladys Knight. I'm not Aretha. I guess I do sound like what? I don't, right? But people just put stuff in your head, and when you already aren't sure, it's easy to go down that path. So what did you know to be true for yourself when you were a child before somebody said you couldn't do it? Go back to that, because you can do it. And I know some of you said, I don't care what you say, I'm going to dance. So have the courage. This is my final thing. Have the courage. Everything takes courage. Have the courage to fan the flames of the fire that's in you. There's a fire in you. If you're doing it, great. There's probably more. The thing you're doing is never the end, right? It's never the end. Even when you lay this body down, if you believe in reincarnation, you're coming back, and you're bringing all the things you learned with you when you come back. So have the courage to fan the flames, because that's where your gift is. Let me give you a final quote. At the heart of experience, there is a fire that burns all we know. Offer everything you have to that burning fire. What remains, the ashes of love, is that for which we have longed for our whole lives. And so it is.